everybody. So it's week 8, day 2. Hope day 1 was okay. If you've done the routine already and you liked it or you hated it, doesn't matter, let me know. You can either message me offline or you can place comments below the post where I posted the routine. Anyways, so we're on something a little different today. Again, it's harder than anything that we've done, and there's more ballistic or plyometric movements in this one than there has been in the past. So what we're trying to do is trying to get you snappier in your movements. Now remember, that's only if you've got the joint structure for it. If there's joint pain going on in the hips and the knees and the ankles, like shoulders, like I always say, take it easy. Okay, don't move too quickly. But if you can, move a little quicker than you normally do. It doesn't matter which of the exercise options you're doing, try to be a little snappier in what you do. That's kind of the idea. What we're trying to do is we're trying to hit the fast twitch muscle fibers, which are the ones that you want to hit when you're building muscle, okay? The first exercise I call a skier jump squat, okay? So we were doing regular jump squats on at the beginning of the week in day 1, we're jumping, right? So we're going to do something similar, except we're going to go side to side. If you have a stepper or something that you can step on that has a solid base, try this. Don't use a little stool or something. I've seen people try that, and it's not stable enough. You're going to land on it, probably go over on your ankle, or maybe even worse. You may fall down and break something, okay? So if you have a stepper, or even like a big solid piece of wood that you can use, like for example, not many of you would have something like this, but I have these big chunks of wood that I use for various things here in the gym. If you've got something like that, you can use that to do this exercise. If not, just do it on the ground. You actually don't need to do it elevated, okay? What does the exercise look like? What it is I'm jumping side to side. I'm launching myself up, moving over to the side, then I'm landing over here, and so this foot is going to change places with this foot, okay? So up, like so. And both feet I try and hit the ground at the same time. I'm also trying to limit my vertical motion here, okay? The lower I keep myself, the more of a challenge it is on my quads. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to pull my knees up to jump and not have my upper body raise up too much, okay? So I'm really trying to get a lot of range of motion while I'm crouched down, okay? So it's like this. Notice my head really isn't going much higher. I'm not like this, okay? I'm fast. Fast as I can. So it's kind of like skiing, like slalom skiing, okay? Now, if you're looking at that and you're going, no good for me, Mike, too hard on the joints, not a problem. Let's try doing side lunges, but a little snappier, okay? So we're gonna hip flexion and then to the side. Hip flexion, lunge to the side. Fast up to the side. Fast up to the side. Fast up to the side, fast up. And if that's still too much, just try it moving at a pace that's good for you, okay? And of course, we could do the one that we did Monday, fast or moderate speed, or just regular squats, half squats, whatever. The donkey kicks with legs straight or knees bent. You can do the around the clock exercise I showed you. And of course, you can have your hands against a wall or not. Or you can just do any one of these. So abductions. And I can change legs. One side, other side. Hip flexion, hip extension, flexion, hip extension, whatever you want, you know? If all you're used to doing maybe is one motion, right? Or one motion, maybe try doing 2. Donkey kick, hip flexion, donkey kick, hip flexion. Again, challenge yourself to make it a little more complex or to go at just a little bit harder, okay? So that's the first exercise. If you can, do the skier jump squats. If you can't, do the other options that I gave you, okay? Next one, good old standard, whether you have dumbbells or not, is the bent row. I want to focus on these rowing, pulling motions, okay? This workout is a real postural workout. Okay, we are going to be doing two different things for your posture. This one, I'm really focusing on squeezing the shoulder blades. So I'm really trying to get my chest expanded, my head up high, but I'm doing that bent over, right? So I'm really working those pull muscles that are going to keep me in a good posture. And you're going to see on the fourth exercise, what I'm going to be doing is working on spinal extension. Okay, so those are the two components of good posture. Nice straight upper back and a good straight spine, not one that's slouched. Okay, if I'm slouched, then my shoulder blades are retracted or protracted, not retracted, sorry, and my spine is kind of bent forward, and I don't want that. I want to be up nice and straight. So this exercise is really, this routine rather, is really good for posture. So the bent row, of course, you can do it standing up with a band if you like, or just standing up, not using a band, but practicing squeezing those shoulder blades, letting them go. Squeeze, let them go. Squeeze, let them go. And remember, if you're doing the bent option, you can use dumbbells or not. Today I'm going to demonstrate just without dumbbells, okay? Now, the third one, again, we're moving back to the lower body, so this is really intense on the lower body, is the kettlebell swing. I don't know what you have at home. You may have even a little ball like this, a kettlebell, a dumbbell, a bottle of water, whatever. But the kettlebell swing, just to go over the form, is where I don't bend my knees, but I bend at the waist. I want to keep a nice straight back when I do it, okay? So I'm taking whatever weight I have in my hands, I'm throwing it between my legs, squeezing my butt to launch myself up. I'm not like some people do anyways. I was saying most, that's not true. They squat and they lift the weight with their arms. I actually don't want to use my arms to lift the weight. I want to fire myself up so the momentum carries the weight up, okay? So I'm bending at the waist, not at the knees, and throwing the weight up, okay? I don't have to use a weight, although I find with kettlebell swings actually it's a little bit easier with a weight, because if you don't have a weight, your hands just kind of fly to the ceiling, right? So weight actually slows you down, because remember, as you snap your glutes, you squeeze your glutes, squeeze your butt cheeks together to fire yourself up. That's going to throw your arms up. So if you don't have a weight in your hands, you might find that your hands are going all the way up to the ceiling. So that's exercise number 3, and if that doesn't work, just think about doing some nice light squats, or just a good morning, where you're just bending over at the waist, okay? You want to focus on that nice straight back. Remember, especially today, this is a postural workout, okay? Nice straight back, okay? Exercise number 4. I told you, again, this is a postural workout. I want to do a back extension. Now, some of you might have a yoga or stability ball like this. If you do, great. Some of you might have an ottoman you can do this on. If not, you can literally do this leaning into your couch. So if you imagine you're sitting on your couch facing this way watching TV. Oh, my dogs are coming. I have to close my gate here. So if you imagine, let's say I'm watching TV like this, right? And so the back of the couch is here and I'm sitting on the seat of the couch. I can turn and I can face in and I can do this exercise, okay? And what it looks like is this. You can do it kneeling down. You just lean over, whatever it is, your ball, your ottoman, your couch, put your hands in your head and extend back, okay? And then come down. Extend back, come down. Extend back and down. Back. And pause at the top. Get a really good squeeze, okay? Squeeze. Squeeze. Now, if you're using an ottoman, or if you're using a ball like this, or if your couch seat is long enough, what's a little harder to do is to go up on your toes like this and have a nice wide base of support. Down here, now your range of motion is going to be more restricted, but you're going to get a better contraction, okay? Because you're working more against gravity here. But this is really good. Make sure you're pausing here at the top. Come down, pause, come down, pause. This is really good for getting your back nice and straight. Okay, so again, we're trying to work against that slouching position and for good posture. Okay, so that's exercise number 4. And then exercise number 5 is a bit of a stinker. Okay, this is a version of a plank, but it's a challenging plank. So again, if you can't do it, don't sweat. You can try a regular plank, you can try planking on your knees, or you can try planking against the side of a couch or against the wall, okay? Whichever one works for you. We've done all those planks in previous workouts, so you're familiar with them. I don't have a wall where I can demonstrate them, but each time we go through the routine, I will give you those options, okay? But what does a knee to elbow plank look like? First off, you're not planking on your forearms, but you're planking on your hands. And what you're doing here is you're bringing your knee to your elbow, knee to your elbow, knee to elbow, knee to elbow, okay? All right, and if that doesn't work, just do a regular plank on the ground, or on your knees, or against a couch, or like I said, up against a wall. And remember, when you're planking, if you could imagine that I was on the ground here, okay? You want to keep your back straight so that if you had a dowel rod or a broomstick along your back like this, it would touch your head, your shoulder blades, and your tailbone, okay? So those are our 5 exercises. If you need to go over them again, pause here and go through them again. Otherwise, we are going to get started, okay? I have to get my handy phone/timer, and we will be ready to go. Okay. We're going to go for a minute. Remember, if you can't do a whole minute, do 30 seconds, okay? If you can do more than 30 seconds, do 45 seconds, but you can't do a whole minute, that's okay. Whatever works, all right? Here we go. You got your stepper or whatever ready, or if not, you just do it on the floor, okay? So first I'm going to start out by doing it on the floor if you don't have a stepper. Show you what it looks like. Here we go, okay? So all I'm doing here is a jumping, 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 okay? Or on my stepper, like I was doing it before. Remember, don't jump way up and down, okay? Fast as you can, but remember, if your joints are bothering you, don't do it. And here's your other option, okay? I'm swooping around kind of, and then I'm lunging to the side, swoop, lunge, or squat, knee up, as fast as I can or as slow as I have to. Again, we want to just work out for health, protect the joints, whatever feels comfortable for you. Half squats, whatever works. Or the usual suspects. I didn't demonstrate the leg circles, but those are really good. Nice and challenging, good for balance. Okay, those are all options. Oh, okay. We're into the next one, which is the bent row. And again, I'm not going to use any dumbbells. I'm just going to imagine I have dumbbells bent over, back nice and straight, tummy tight. My head isn't way back like this. I'm looking down on the ground. Follow my breathing. Or do it standing up, right? You may have a band you have in the door or not, but practice squeezing those shoulder blades, letting them go. Squeeze, let them go. Squeeze, let them go. Remember, we're working out for posture today, as well as strength, endurance, and increased level of difficulty to put on some muscle, okay? Go back to bent over. How you feeling? Everything okay? Remember, don't slouch. Avoid the temptation to slouch. Stick that chest out. Okay, here. Third one, kettlebell swing. Grab whatever weight you chose to use. Use a ball, about a 6-pound ball here, okay? And throw it through your legs and squeeze your butt. Squeeze your butt to come up. Hear my breathing. Throw it through your legs and then reverse it. Weight might be too much, that's okay. Okay? Or maybe just good mornings. You know, maybe snappy motions like that are still not good for you. That's fine. Remember, you're competing against yourself, nobody else. Okay? Or if you wanted to, you can do squats. Kettlebell swing is really a glute exercise, and you work the glutes when you hinge at the hips, so I would suggest you do a good morning versus squats, but it's completely up to you. The squats are a little harder. You may want to challenge yourself a little more. That's okay. All right, the next one is that back extension. I'm going to assume that most of you are going to be able to do this one on your toes, okay? So here we go. Extend and hold. Down. Hold. Down. That gets to be too much, not a problem. Just go down to your knees. You're going to find it a little bit easier like this. Okay? Okay, good. We got one exercise to go. And then we have already finished the first set. And it is, as promised, knee to elbow plank. Okay? So plank position, but this time on your hands and knee to elbow. Knee to elbow. Try and avoid coming up like this when you do it. Keep that body straight. And if you can't, this exercise may not yet be the right one for you. Okay, that might be too much, not a problem. Regular planks or planks on your knees. Again, keep the body nice and straight. Don't have your butt up like this. Okay, nice and straight. Remember, you would have that dowel rod on your back and it would touch your head, shoulder blades, and butt. That means you can't have your head cranked back like this, okay? All right. How are we feeling? You can be doing this also, remember, against the side of the couch, from your toes or your knees, or you can be doing it standing against the wall. That's the level of progression from hardest to easiest. And there we go. We are ready for our first rest. Okay, set for 2 minutes and go. It is hot in here and I am sweating, so I'm going to grab myself a towel. I have one over there. I guess not. Here we go. How are you guys doing? One thing I haven't talked about, I can't believe it, we're in week 8, and I haven't talked about hydration. Boy, that's a big mess. Anyways, hydration. I'm of two minds about hydration. There are people who say you should be carrying a jug of water around with you all day and drink the equivalent of 12 to 15 glasses of water a day. I'm not so sure. I've read some good stuff from some fitness experts who say, you know, drink when you're thirsty and stop when you're not anymore. Some people believe that the human body doesn't track its water needs so well and that you find yourself thirsty when it's too late, when you're already dehydrated. It could be true. And I know that I tend to get dehydrated by not drinking enough, but I also know that if I drink the quantities that they suggest that I drink, then I am in the washroom constantly all day long. And that's a little bit inconvenient. And what's worse is that I find that I have to get up several times throughout the night to go to the washroom, and that is not good. I need my sleep. So, you know how much water you need, but pay attention to it. Chances are you may not be drinking enough, especially if you drink dehydrating products like coffee or tea or that sort of thing. Even colas. Let's hope you're drinking diet cola if you are. But if not, that's okay. But again, maybe try and get 1 or 2 more glasses of water in a day and see how you feel. And especially before you work out and during your workout, make sure you're hydrated before you start. There's no quicker way to end up feeling nauseated and crappy and having to stop the workout halfway through if you are not hydrated enough, okay? And I've had that happen to me before. Okay, here we go. We're ready for the second set. And I'm gonna set it back to a minute. And we are in to the skier jump squats. Here we go. No stepper, no problem. Just do it on the ground. side to side, bit of a different motion. No thanks, Mike, this isn't good for my knees. Okay, side lunges, swooping around. All right. And you can slow it down, it doesn't have to be fast. Like I said, we're trying to get snappier in our movements, but it might not work for you, that's okay. Squat, snappy, squat, snappy, squat, not so snappy, not so snappy. Forget any snappy, just regular squats or half squats. Whatever worked for you. Again, donkey kicks if you want to. Get snappy on these, a little snappier. Push them out a little harder, a little faster. Same with the hip flexion. Okay? Next is the bent row. Here we go. If not using weights is too easy for you, grab weights. Grab cans of food, jugs of water, bottles of water, anything. Just make sure, whatever you're using, in each hand, that each weighs the same. So don't use two different size bottles of water, for example. Two different size of anything. Make sure that it's equal. Bending over might bug you, not a problem. If you got a band, use it. If not, just squeeze those shoulder blades. Let them go. Squeeze. Let them go. Practice the breathing. Finish bending over. Okay, keep that chest out, that core tight. Don't slouch, okay? You're practicing good posture here. Okay, all right. Kettlebell swing. Here we go. Grabbing onto my little 6-pound ball. Throw it up. Throw. No weight, that's not a problem. Okay, or just good mornings. Nice and slow and controlled. Keep that chest expanded, don't slouch. Really be aware of slouching. Today's workout, we're really working heavy and hard on proper posture here, okay? All right, what do we got next? Back extension. Okay, whatever you're using, ottoman, ball, couch. You can use a chair, some chairs are good enough for this. All right. Don't forget to hold it at the top. Can you see me? Yeah, okay, good. Let me check. See if I'm fitting in the camera. Knees on the ground. The other one's too much still. I want to make sure I'm pausing at the top. Good squeeze. The muscles I'm using here are called spinal erectors. They run up and down my spine, the sides of the spine, 3 of them. And they run the bottom of my skull to the top of my pelvis and the back. And when I contract them, they straighten my spine like that, so they extend it. Okay, what do we got here? Ooh, knee to elbow planks, fun, fun. Here we go. Knee to elbow, knee to elbow. Now, like I said, you can do your planks on the side of a couch too, right? You can do them on your knees on the side of a couch, or you can do them up on your toes. So you see, because I'm on an angle now, it's not quite so hard. But if you can, try to do the whole minute of the knee to elbow planks. Remember, get back nice and flat. Pull from your head to your shoulder blades to your butt. All right, there we go. That is set number 2 of 3 sets. Day 2 of week 8 of the 12-week Fit in 20 workout challenge. It's actually going to be probably a 13-week challenge. Now it will be a 13-week challenge because when I called it a 12-week challenge, I had a bit of a brain cramp, and I forgot that we have to deload, have that easy week in the middle, which we did last week, and now we're back at it nice and hard. How do you like being back at it nice and hard? Did you find that you missed working out harder when you were on deload week? Something to think about. And if you did, I'd be interested in knowing, so maybe put that in the comments below. Stay hydrated. Getting off of POP was a bit of a challenge for me when I first lost my weight. I did it in stages. I went from regular POP to diet POP, and I have diet POP sometimes when I go visit my parents because their house is full of it. It's a nice treat. But what I did was I switched to sparkling water that was flavored like lemon or lime. I tend to like lemon or lime, sometimes grapefruit. I tried peach and raspberry, wasn't too thrilled with it, but the lemon and lime seemed pretty good. And now I've actually gone more to just regular water, and what I do is I cut a lemon in half and I squeeze both halves into it. How much do I have in here? I've got 24 ounces in here, and so a whole lemon squeezed into 24 ounces. I find it's nice. It's flavorful, and what I like about it is it doesn't have that artificial lemony taste that you know, the name brand flavored sparkling waters do. So anyways, a friend of ours also gave us one of those, oh, what are they called? You know, the fizzy water making machines. Anyways, you can also put real lemon in those, and it's just like a Perrier or whatever that has lemon flavor. Okay, we're back at it. Last set. You ready? Skier jumps. Here we go. Make sure you're breathing nice and steady here. Keep it going, nice and fast, nice and snappy. Snap it, snap it, snap it. Okay, again, if you don't have the stepper, not a problem. Side to side. Snap it, snap it, snap it, snap it. Or snap, lunge, snap, lunge, snap, lunge. Or not so snappy, lunge. Not so snappy, lunge. Snap, squat, snap, squat. Not so snappy, squat. Not so snappy, squat. Or just squats. Half or full squats, whatever works. And all the other usual suspects. Again, trying to be a little snappier today, right? Trying to pick it up a little bit. And on exercise number 2, the last set, the bent row. By the way, some of you might have weight plates laying around, but no dumbbells. Not a problem. You can actually use them to do exercises like this. Good squeeze and brief hold at the top, okay? Squeeze and hold, squeeze and hold. Pull those shoulder blades together. Imagine you've got what's a good analogy here? So let's say a bunch of grapes in between your shoulder blades and you're making wine. Squeeze, crush the grapes, crush the grapes, crush them. Or, again, bending over is too much, not a problem. Squeeze, still that same thing. Imagine squeezing the grapes. Or you could be using a band, right? Or if you're lucky enough to have a cable system at home, you could use cables. Okay, kettlebell swing. Here we go. Grab my ball, and off we go. Swing! Really squeezing my butt together, like snapping it together. A little bit crude, but it's like squeezing your butt cheeks together. I've used this analogy before. Someone's passing you a $100 bill when you're back here and you're grabbing it, holding on to it, grabbing it, holding on to it, grabbing it, holding on. So they're passing you a $100 bill in between your butt cheeks. Okay? Imagine that. Every time you come up, you're $100 richer. Okay, so last exercise, again, working on posture, back extension, up, hold, down, hold, down, hold, down, hold, down, hold, down. Hear my breathing. Remember, if you can, do it on your toes. A little bit shorter range of motion, but a little bit harder because I'm working against gravity more. So my body is more parallel to the ground. Last exercise. This is it, folks. Of course, as always, I encourage you to do one of the 2 routines once more this week. But if you've done both, you've done fantastic. If you've done just one of them, that's fantastic. If you've done half of one of them, fantastic. Okay, need an elbow and hold. Hold. Good squeeze on the abs when you hold. Keep that body straight. Or just a regular plank, right? And you know, you can go from the knee to elbow planks and change to a regular plank if they become too much. And if that becomes too much, go to your knees, right? And you may well be able to finish the set out on your knees. Crunch, remember, don't let your back sag, okay? You might be doing these up against the side of the couch, as I said, on your knees or on your toes. And if that's too much, standing up, leaning up against the wall, angled a bit. It's all good. Okay, that's it. That's all. There it is. 3 sets, 5 exercises, 2-minute breaks in between sets. It's only 19 minutes long. And that's assuming that you're doing the full minute of each. You may not be. It's even shorter, okay? So it just shows you can get a decent workout in less than 20 minutes. So remember, as always, please tell me what you love, tell me what you hate, put your comments in the comments section below. And if you have something that you'd like to ask me, you're shy, or it's personal, private, has to do with the workout, maybe an adjustment to an exercise, something you don't want to broadcast to everybody, not a problem. Send me a message on Facebook Messenger, and I'll connect with you, and we will get it done, okay? We'll figure out an adjustment for you for whatever exercise it is to keep you in the game. Okay, thanks a lot, folks. You're doing great. Keep it up. Remember, you're only competing against yourselves. Good pain is the muscles burning. Bad pain is pain in your joints. You don't want pain in your joints. If you have pain in your joints on the exercise that you're choosing, choose another exercise, okay? And again, you can reach out to me to get my help in helping you do that. And we will see you next week for week 9, days 1 and 2.